Up. It's been a while. So glad that you could join us. So glad that we could all be together here. It's the Smoke Show on the Woodward Sports Network. Usual suspects are here. On my far left, Mike Ivesil, Smoke Show Mike. In the middle, the man, the myth, the legend, the chef, the butcher. The butchery on Orchard Lake in Kego Harbor, Dave Hubbard. What's up?
How you doing, boss?
You guys all right?
I'm good. How you guys been?
You know what I have to confess to you guys? I think you both know this privately, but I have to say it publicly. I'm all about like trying new things, and there's success and failure in this. Although, Mike, you and I have both said this for about a year now. We've been on this weird success run where we haven't screwed anything up. It's kind of frightening. I did St. Louis ribs for the first time ever on Memorial Day.
Congratulations.
And they turned out wonderfully.
You stepped away from the baby.
Yep, I really
proverbially
did.
speaking.
Yes.
Dave, I went to the butchery, bought, what did I buy? Like 5 racks? I forget. I bought like 5 racks of St. Louis ribs. And you know what? Dave kind of gave me some help. Mike, you gave me some help.
Okay.
My baby backs take about 4 hours and 10 minutes.
Right.
Okay. I've kind of figured that's about the right time now
Because
it's about temp, as you know.
Yep.
But it's about 4 hours and 10 minutes now if I keep it around 2:30.
But
what are you smoking them at?
2:30. You're at 2:30.
I kept them at 2:30.
Okay.
Oh, 2:30. Okay.
And the St. Louis ribs, it was about 5:05.
And
I got it to 2:02 at 2:30, and it was at about 5:05.
All right.
And I'll tell you what, they came out wonderfully.
And that's in your Masterbuilt?
That was in the Masterbuilt. Yep.
Traeger back up and running yet?
No.
All right. Why don't we just buy a new Traeger?
We're gonna back off.
I'm working on something. Trust me.
You're
Put a
working
bow
on
on this
something?
thing and
I'm
roll it
working
up.
on
It's like,
something.
geez. Maybe.
I'm not jinxing anything. I'm working on something.
Hashtag local.
I could work on some Gold Bond right now, too.
Oh, my
but
goodness.
listen,
This guy's
at the
count.
end of the day, it was the St. Louis ribs were great. Now, listen, full disclosure, I'm more of a baby back guy, but they turned out wonderfully. And the most important thing is there were none left. I served
Perfect.
5 racks. And you know what?
That's always a sign.
This is how I can always tell if things are going well.
Yep.
When you have a lot of people over. What is left? So there were a couple sausages left. There were a few hot dogs left. There were a couple of burgers left. There were no more ribs left.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
That's
Perfect.
when I know that worked. So it was a good time.
It was a happy family.
It was a happy. We
That's
have a
awesome.
special guest here too. If you're probably
Yes.
if you're sitting there watching so far, and you're going, why is that
This
dude
guy,
just kind of
like,
standing
tucked
in the
back
background
there.
and everything?
Like,
Say
we brought a boss.
Yeah,
No.
Dave, why don't you introduce our new friend?
So I got my buddy, my new best friend. Come on up here, Ramon from More Tacos. Ramon, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself? Where are you located and what do you do?
So by profession, I am a taquero, which means I make tacos for a living, and I enjoy it every single day in and day out. I'm located here on 2442 Franklin Road, right before Square Lake and Telegraph. We're in the little plaza by Takey Audi if you miss us. Other than that, yeah, man, I mean, I love what I do, so.
Authentic.
Taquero.
I told everybody
Authentic.
you're legit. You're a young legend, but think about it. You opened up your place in the middle of a pandemic. Like, talk about pulling down your pants. Like, for real.
I mean, it was good, but I looked at it at the bright side. I mean, it allowed me to slow down when things were slow instead of just having a full-on rush into it. So it definitely gave me that opportunity to look at the bigger picture as a new business owner and kind of take it step by step rather than having to go full force.
But you're young. You take the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean,
but you're
I had
getting
to jump
do
off that cliff.
Totally,
you
but
know?
you're getting to do what? You're getting to do what you like, what you
Exactly.
do.
I
So
stopped doing it for the big guy.
tell us a little bit about your food. I know I did some smoked stuff, more specific to our show. I did a smoked pork butt. I did smoke some smoked Beyond Meat and made some taco out of it so we could kind of mesh and do a little mesh up there with what you do and what we got going on the smoke show. But tell us a little more specifically what kind of sausages you bring and more how you would build a
the
taco.
green sauce.
Yeah.
The green sauce.
That stuff's like crack, isn't
Crack.
it? Like
Yeah.
legit. Like I fell in love with you for that sauce. So start with the sauces. That's a great point, Sean.
Yeah, salsas are meant for tacos, not for chips. That's probably about the number one thing that a lot of people kind of confuse the salsas with. But salsas either make or break a taco, and the 3 salsas that I offer are most definitely can be combined to make even better sauces, but individually they still are good. So depending on your flavor palette. First one is gonna be your green goddess. It's avocado and dairy, no heat but great flavor. I mean, you can literally take a shot out of this. I mean,
I did.
It's like-
I really did.
Of the
So-
green goddess.
I did. I took that thing. I took a drink and then I just said, "Oh, I'm just firing the tongue in there," and I got it all out. That was awesome.
Yeah, so then the next one we're going to go ahead and move up to our mild, which is our salsa roja. It's just a traditional tomato salsa, but I charred the tomatoes. It adds a whole different profile of it, and then that little heat backs it up as well, too.
There was a lot of, you and I were talking about this before the show started. There's a lot going on with that, and that's what I like. It was like, it hit my palate, and I was like, ooh, there's a lot going on with that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what a good salsa is supposed to do to a taco and to your palate. Everybody thinks it's for the chips, but at more tacos, we don't serve them. We don't think chips are authentic, so we don't serve them. So if we ask you for salsas, it's definitely for your tacos. And then the last, but not least, the more spicy, which is, it's in the name. It's not really as spicy if you're a huge avid of spice, but if you want to work your way into it, it's a great starter, great flavor as well, too.
What's the base? Is that is it like a chili oil
Yeah,
almost?
it's a chili oil base. I did some research and I got great advice from an old lady who used to make tacos in Mexico City, and
It sounds
I
amazing.
take that to heart. And
It
I
sounds
mean, other people tried to do it, and yeah, man. I mean, she used to wash dishes. That's what she does for a living
Real deal.
to this day, man. And yeah,
You
so-
nailed it. I don't care what anybody. You talk to the OGs. Like
Yeah,
seriously,
absolutely.
the OG,
Well, she
old
gave it
man
to me.
Kinder, the dishwasher. Those are the OGs. They've got the knowledge. Amen to that.
Without a doubt, we talk about it. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. Old school meets new school. I just got to play the pun on it with meat at the butchery, but that's I live it. You know, it's we're all throwbacks. The ones that I hang out with, and my man Ramon is a throwback.
Ramon, come over to my house. I'm serious. The next time we have a barbecue, you have an open invite. You come over and
Taco day.
we'll take
Sounds
care of
good.
you. I
Hey,
promise
I
you.
mean, I love cooking too, so I mean,
Good.
I gotta
Oh,
get
look
it.
at that.
I gotta put
He's
the
after
apron
our
on.
own heart here.
That's it. That's it.
We're
You
not
know
one
what?
trick ponies, right?
Yeah,
No, I
Ramon,
mean-
we cook for everybody. Like when people come over, like all of us are the ones that do the cooking, and that to me, I always tell people that's the joy.
That's
I love
hospitality.
watching. Yeah, I love watching people go, holy crap, is this good? You know,
It's also
So-
it's a Mexican culture. I mean, you know,
Exactly.
hanging out. I mean, and doing it together for a long time for hours and hours, right? I mean,
I mean, since the day that you're born, you know, you know, when we get together, the smell of food, what you taste, the environment that you hear, is just everything. You know, it's hospitable, warm, and welcoming, and we set our differences aside at that
And
point.
it's memories. We talk about that all the time. You probably catch a smell of your restaurant and
Yeah.
it brings you back somewhere.
A majority of the things that I cook are from my family, from this certain region of Mexico only. So it's hard to find that kind of region of cooking here.
why don't you tell us a little bit more about your my favorite word, accoutrement, all the other stuff, and and then I'll talk a little bit about what I got going on, the smoke stuff, and how I did it, and then we'll build some tacos for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Were you talking about the tortillas? Like
Yeah, I mean,
corn?
your accoutrement, what's your stuff? Like
Yeah,
you
man.
got cilantro. What's classic taco over
So
there?
classic taco to me is just onions, cilantro, meat, and your salsa. I mean, that's about
Okay.
it. No cheese, no lettuce, no raw tomatoes. I mean, that's all Tex-Mex. If you ask for it, we're
Okay.
sorry. There's other
Gotcha.
places who do it better than us, but unfortunately, we give you authentic.
I love
so.
You are. That's what I love
yeah.
about it. You know,
Yeah.
same kind of philosophy. You and I,
Keep
100%.
it simple, man. Just keep it simple, nothing
Kiss.
too crazy.
Yeah, but beyond that, going straight home to the we are what we are, right?
Exactly.
Keep your brand focused. This is what we do, and we don't mess around with all that
It's
other
what
stuff.
we've talked about a lot too is you're putting out a good product. Your product tastes probably unbelievable, and I can't wait to get a hold of it and get some more tacos.
There you go.
It's in
There you
the
go.
name.
More
Right
tacos.
there.
Hashtag.
But just a little onion, a little cilantro, a little squeeze of lime right there to accentuate those flavors that build those levels of flavor.
Levels
as
of flavor,
Chef
yep,
Dave was
yep.
taught. You want your taco to do the talking, not the cheese and all the other stuff that people, the tomatoes and stuff they want to put on it. Very, very simple.
Yeah,
Love it.
Other restaurants do it for a profit. I mean, you know, it's cheap ingredients that they can mark up, and for us, I mean, that's almost disrespectful. So
So what else you got over there?
So then,
Looks like something with some cabbage.
so,
Is that or kale? What do you
I
got going
got
on?
our it's vegetarian taco, which is the nopal. It's cactus.
Ooh,
Cactus,
nice.
And the different profiles that it goes with the corn in there. There's cucumber in there. There's a chile poblano. It's simple. It actually
Here, build a taco, Mike.
Well, I've got to build a corn taco, sir.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
So-
Mike's got the gluten thing. There you go.
there you
Perfect.
go. Alrighty,
Show everybody
well,
those tortillas.
Go ahead. So these are little overheated, but these are just corn tortillas. Just kind of chop them in half, put it on.
So this long green stuff, this is the cactus?
Yep, this is gonna be our cactus, peeled, cooked already for you, seasoned. And then you can add a little beans to it, man. The beans are gonna.
Tell me, when I come into your store, Ramon, you were telling me about like the whole thing about your culture and the idea of the respect for what? The corn,
Respect
right?
the corn.
That's right. Tell me about that.
I actually just did some research last night about the Mayans and quote unquote what, without going into conspiracy, but part of what made the human was the corn. I guess the gods tried 2 attempts to make humans, but out of the third, the corn arise, and that's where the human comes from. Like your DNA, if you look at a corn, it looks like the DNA cycle. I don't know, it's crazy. But anyways, I mean, it goes down to just respecting the corn and the culture, who you are. Just be authentic. You don't need to throw extra this and that. I mean, if that's your personality, that's you. But I mean, originally we are just all on the same planet, man. And food can help us do that. So
I could do this.
Exactly.
What region what region is this?
So my region is Durango. It's kind of in the center of Mexico, a little bit more northern. But the part that I'm from, we are really mountainy. So we call ourselves austeros. We basically live on mountains as well too. And that's why our cooking is so simple. We never had, we had to grow it or we had to raise it in that side. But the flavors are there as well too. So, but we're conscious that we are here today and gone tomorrow as well too, and we have to enjoy what we do day in and day out.
Well said.
Love it.
Beyond that, you don't travel, right? So you're not going to go get something from another region or another area and bring it in, right?
Yeah,
so what we have is what we do, right? This is what we're known for, keeping it really localized.
Yeah. And I talking about locals.
Go for it.
That's how I found out about you, man. I found out about you, and I want to start working with you. I want to get pork and start working on al pastor. That's my next one that's coming up. Just doing a little bit, but I gotta do little by little. What I have to offer is definitely blow your socks off. So bring an extra pair.
Can I? Oh yeah.
We're gonna get a suckling pig in
Can I
there.
volunteer for that experiment of tasting all the stuff that comes?
We're gonna bring a suckling pig in. We're gonna split that bad boy open. I'm gonna do the butcher thing to half of
Albert's brother?
Poor Albert.
Totally.
Yeah.
Ramon's gonna do the Mexican authentic Mexican taco thing with the other half of that pig, and we're gonna rock and roll. But this is my guy right here.
That is awesome. And the thing is
Ramon, I love knowledge, by the way. He's dropping knowledge, so thank you for that. Thank you.
And here's another knowledge one is that people are saying, wow, that's new. I don't know where that's at. But as soon as you dropped Takey Audi, everybody knows where you're at. Because everybody knows Takey Audi, and everybody has laughed as they've gone by Takey Audi. And I know exactly where to go.
And everybody sat in traffic with all due respect. Everybody sat in traffic at a damn corner waiting for Telly. I'm like, good Lord. Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the smoked pork that I did. I took a couple pork butts, Michigan pork, raised right in Michigan, processed in Michigan. The pork shoulder, right up there, that Boston butt, right on the top of the pork's arm there. I smoked it in the Traeger at 225 for 18 hours.
Whoa. So how big is that bad boy, that 18 hours?
This bad boy was about, I think we started at about 11, 12 pounds each.
Okay.
And then, we're down to about 8 or 9.
Okay.
But I put a good, generous rub of the butchery rub on there, the dry rub. And then, I like I said, I smoked it forever. And then I went ahead and I also... I sprayed it with some apple juice, some organic apple juice. Yeah, and because I needed to create a TikTok, so I was like, I gotta have some action here. So I sprayed some. Mikey taught me about that. Your new friend. You guys were at odds. Now you guys are buddies, so that's a good thing. He's a good young kid. So I did spray some apple juice on the pork. Let that smoke for. I think I did it like every 2 hours, but like I said, 225 for about 18 hours.
No wrap.
No wrap. No
wrap on either of them.
No. I both of them just sat there, and like twins, they turned out really nice. So tell me what you think.
Oh, I'm gonna love it.
Dave, that is a conversation that Mike and I have had so many times because Mike is a rapper.
If you didn't know it,
and
I do show it. I am a rapper.
I think Darren
He
McCarty
drops
looks
bars.
hungry too.
Like 2 bars.
Mike is a rapper, and my son really, really likes the bark. Mac, I'll hook you up. So what I do is I do 60 Max in a fetal position on the ground.
Sean's Mike's biggest fan is D-Mac. I love it. So yeah, 18 hours, just straight smoked that bad boy, 225.
And I'm just telling you,
It didn't take on too much of the sweetness, but it's all right.
I've been talking about your meat all weekend, Dave. Just to let you know, and specifically these pork butts that you get. That I come out anytime my family has a gathering. I come get one of these pork butts. For me, it's the one I've nailed. I can do a pork butt in my sleep.
True story. He helped me.
However, it is the quality. Every time I make it, everyone wants to know, what did I do different? Nothing. It is the quality of that pork that you're bringing to everybody.
So we're starting, like I said, with a Michigan-raised, all-natural product, no hormones, no antibiotics, raised right here in the mitten. So it's processed locally by a small farmer, and it doesn't have to go to a big national, processing plant. Yep. So we bring it right from somewhere in northern Michigan, most likely, chop it at my back door, and that's how we keep it local for real. Where we can find ways to help each other and not just talk about it.
Absolutely.
Mike, to your point, Dave, you always know when my son's home from school. You know why? Because when I show up asking for the Boston butt, Dave can go, "Oh, is Jack home?" Because that's like literally every
100%.
time Jack comes home from school, I always ask him, "All right, the first day you home, what do you want?" Well, now I don't have to ask him anymore. He literally that's what he wants. So for me, it takes about 16 hours if I'm not rapping, and it's tremendous. It's an absolute tremendous thing. But that's always been my son's thing and everybody's got their own thing. The pulled pork is my son's thing.
Oh, absolutely. And
we got to hook Sawyer up before he murders
just
somebody, by the way.
To clarify, if people are thinking rapping, not rapping, what is the difference? Basically, what we have found from our experiments is if you don't rap, you're going to get that bark that Sean, you and your family crave.
Love it.
And it's about 2 hours per pound we have found at times.
Yep.
It's right around in that neighborhood. When I rap, I have got that pork just on the smoker until it hits 160. That's at 250. Once it hits 160, I wrap it, and to a T, it's an hour and a half per pound. I know that, and that's why I like it, because I know, hey, we're eating at 5 o'clock. I can time it right to 5 o'clock. Every time, without fail, I open up that foil, that bone pulls out clean. That's your temperature gauge. You know it's done, and it's perfect. So you can cut down a little bit on the time. You lose the bark.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more moist.
It is more moist. Make no mistake, because Mike and I have done it with each other. Like Mike. Well, there was the one.
Well,
there was the one pork butt that we did that took 71 hours. You remember during the playoffs last year?
Would I take it off the smoke? Finally took it off.
Yeah, you want to talk about the Stahl brothers? The whole Stahl family from Thunder Bay were there that day. I mean, that bad boy stalled,
and it wasn't budging
for 2 hours.
And then finally, Mike, honestly, he was like, "Screw it, I'm taking it out."
Yep.
And it was good.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was good, but sometimes you run into
Listen,
a beast
you know what
like
that is? There's in this pork butt, or the shoulder, if you will, there's a little piece in there that can, there's a piece of muscle in there that maybe like you said, you got a piece of meat that maybe it cooked, but it seized up, and it was what it was. It wasn't a really good cut. Not necessarily a bad cut, just a piece of meat that seized up inside there, the muscle, instead of a soft piece of meat. Another little treat I brought today was some smoked salmon dip. My wife makes some smoked salmon dip. We just smoked some salmon in our Masterbuilt, and then I think we put some sour cream. I think she puts in there some cream cheese, a bunch of fresh dill, and some scallion and some onion.
That is an unbelievable snack.
It's really nice stuff.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You know what? We're fond of doing charcuterie in my house.
Oh, yeah.
You want to put together a nice charcuterie. Get yourself some meats and cheeses and get some crackers with that salmon dip. I mean, that is just. I mean, honestly, it's one of those. Okay, we're not getting together for dinner. We're just gonna put out the charcuterie table. You put some of that smoked salmon stuff on there. I mean, it's a game changer. It really is, and that's the beauty of that. And Dave, we say it all the time. I tried, as a matter of fact, on Memorial Day. Your lovely wife Julie made that cherry pie that was phenomenal. And that's another thing. It was gone. She gone. Is there any more cherry pie? She gone. People destroyed it.
It's always it's when we started the shop, I always wondered, what's going to be the thing that people like. Well, obviously ribeye steaks go really well, and we kind of a lot of the smoked meats, but yeah, pies, salmon dip, things that I
Blondie
never
bar?
would expect. Yeah, treats. The treats that Julie makes.
I've never eaten
definitely
one of those Blondie bars.
are like next level.
Everything. Oh,
All right, so this is a perfect marriage. Our buddy Ramon, you got this stuff. You know what I like? I like Ramon just sitting back there eating now. He was dropping knowledge, and this is what it's all. We were talking. We want to invite Ramon over to like our next barbecue and everything. And I was like, "This is what we do in my backyard, dude. We're like we all just share with each other, and then we invite Art over. And Art's mean to me, but I feed him anyway, hoping that the next time that I see him, he'll be nice to me. And like he's eating right now.
We gotta work this out, guys. We've got to work this out.
It makes me sad. That's all. That's all.
Is that my buddy Sawyer in there?
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, send this to the big guy.
Yeah.
So Dave,
Hold on, can I just say one thing?
What's up, D-Mac?
All right, see, Sean, you do that because he's nice to the dog. Art's nice to the dog. It's not your fault Art's a dick. Just remember that. It's not Sean's fault, right? Go Habs.
Thank you. Right there, you heard it.
Ole,
You heard it.
Ole, ole. So Dave,
Yes.
is there anything differently done with this Mr. Pork Butt?
No, just
No,
two.
two of the same pork
Yeah, I
butts.
just brought enough for the whole
For
family
everybody,
here at
for the-
Woodward.
for
Yeah,
family.
totally.
Family.
Look how nice he is, right?
Yeah. Big family.
Yeah. What a great guy, Dave.
Here you go, Art.
Is this for me? Thank you so much, Dave the
You're
Butcher.
loved by me.
Oh, you guys.
You're all right too, Sean. You're all right too.
Oh man.
Oh, is
right.
that good?
But yeah. So, pork butt. Easy, delicious, complicated, a little bit of everything.
I think so. I think if you set it and forget it, you just got to let it go. And Sean nailed it on the head with the temp, right? Get to that 205, 206, 210 even, and then you got a good piece of pork, hopefully. You don't want to. I learned the hard way, smoke the first pork butt at like 250, and then, every now and again it spike a little bit or dip, and it was like, it just didn't turn out right. And I kept wondering, how does Mike get that long, that real deep color, that you get on yours and that nice smoke ring? And so I just slowed it down, dropped that temperature by about 25, 30 degrees, brought it into the 220, 225 range, and just let it do its thing for a long, long while.
And that's exactly what we've talked about.
Yep.
That experiment of it. If you don't like it the first time, how long it took me to get to where I can do it blindfolded is years and years and years of doing it differently, dropping temperatures, taking it off at different times, wrapping, not wrapping, to what I got. Find what you want, get it, figure it out. And then you can just nail it.
Mike, to your point, I think sometimes we have to remind ourselves that this isn't about finishing in an X amount of time. And that's like, seriously, I have to do it to me sometimes. Because what I have found is I keep dropping the temperature when I make my pork ribs.
Yeah.
I keep dropping the temperature. It's good. Because like at first you're like, I want this to be done in 4 hours. And it's like, well, it can be done in 4 hours and it'll be good in 4 hours, but I can make it better. I know I can make, and that sometimes I think that's our tendency, and that's why I think you guys both bring up a great point. Why put it on at 250 if it doesn't need to be on at 250?
Right.
What's an extra hour and a half?
Bringing it back to what
Wait,
remote.
seriously, what's an extra hour and a half?
It's another beer or two.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's about it.
But I think
that's how I judge mine.
I think it's putting a little more love into it, right? Time is love, care, taking another step.
You got a good bark on there though, Dave. There's some good.
Yeah, I'm
nice.
really
like
proud of that.
That one
Yeah.
bark piece doesn't look good. You
And
might have to throw that
that's
out.
got to be part
Yeah, we
of
put some
your
meat with
rub.
that.
You might have to
what
throw
in
that
your rub
bark
would
piece
help
out.
with that bark, Dave? Is there a sugar in there?
You know what? There's no sugar in the rub. So
Okay.
what the bark was, it's just that slow and low. 18 hours of heat just kind of penetrating slowly.
That's
doing
a
its
good
thing.
bark.
The thing, and the worry always is that over smoke, too much smoke, and that's not what happened here. That again is
No.
the pellet smoker, right? Or
Good
did
stuff.
you? Or did you?
Oh, that's a Traeger all day long.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't put the pork butt in the master built like you do. I'm afraid of that thing with a big piece of meat. I'm still trying to figure out the master built when it comes to the brisket and the pork butt. I like chicken in there. I like the wings in there. I like ribs in there quite a bit.
Yeah, I've blown up some briskets in that thing.
It's so
And
hard.
I
So
haven't
hard.
been able. That's the one thing I haven't. And that's what I'm looking at. My 50th birthday's coming up, and I'm thinking I'm going to crack it with a brisket, and I'm going to nail it.
Really.
I'm going to nail it. I'm nailing
You
that
know,
bad boy.
we're gonna have to maybe wrap it and do all that something special, but
I also might.
When is this party?
I might
want to be
also have
involved.
there's going to be a couple. No parties. If you know me, it's going to be no party. It's going to be back deck.
When is this
a couple
barbecue?
People, baseball game on the deck. Hopefully a new grill back there, and some pork. And it will. That's going to be it. There will be no party. There'll be nothing official. It'll be just something like, hey, brisket.
There you go. I like
9
that.
a.m. Let's go.
Come over to my dumb house.
I like to hang out, and always know this: invite me. I always bring something. So.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Dave, can I bring up one small detail that you did that I think sometimes people forget about? Dave got it out. It looks delicious. It's wonderful. There's bark. And then, you know what he did? And I do this all the time. Once you start to rip that bad boy open, sprinkle a little more of the seasoning
absolutely.
on
Yeah, a little more
100%.
rub in there.
there. And just put a little more.
Put
You
some
don't
more.
need a lot. You
Make-
don't want to
make a,
oversaturate it. You
taco
don't,
out of that.
you don't need to put a ton in there. Just sprinkle a little bit on there. The flavor, it adds to the flavor. It all melts together. It's a beautiful thing. And go see Ramon, by the way. Ramon, tell everybody where you're at one more time because I want to get that out there.
2442 Franklin Road, Bloomfield Township, right on Telegraph and Square Lake, in Sugar Bush Plaza. Take you outie.
Yes.
Shout that again. Shout it this time.
Shout
Let
it
them know. Let
loud,
them know. Let them know. Two.
Wait,
You're in.
Hit it.
Go.
I can't hear you.
I just 2442
There you go.
Franklin Road, Bloomfield Township, right on Square Lake and right before Telegraph, Sugar Bush Plaza, right next to Take You Outie.
There you go.
Take you out.
More tacos.
All right.
All right,
beautiful.
anything
I
else
missed
before
you
we get
guys.
out of here?
Missed you guys. No.
Stay
Great
authentic.
time.
Stay
Thank
authentic.
you. Yeah, absolutely. We will talk to you soon. No doubt about that. For Mike Ivesel, for our new friend Ramon. You don't know this yet, but we're friends.
Oh, yeah. He's trapped. He's in the
congratulations,
group.
You're trapped
It's
now.
part of the journey, making friends.
You got it. For Dave Hubbard, make sure you visit both these guys doing great work out there. I'm Sean Baligian saying, we'll talk to you soon. Later.
Thank you, Woodward.